Welcome to the Goalbusters Expert Peak Productivity Tips podcast, where top business experts get just 7 minutes to answer 5 rapid-fire questions about what they do and how they stay productive. Each episode is packed with actionable insights to help boost your efficiency and achieve your goals. Let's dive in and unlock the secrets to peak performance.
Well, hello everyone. My name is Robin J. Emden, and I'm an accountability coach and author of Get Resultsology, the science of getting stuff done. I work with people who run their own business. No boss, distractions everywhere, and never enough hours in the day. Together we cut through the noise, sharpen their focus, and follow through on the big ideas that actually move the needle. That's what I call the momentum formula. Do it today, profit tomorrow, and repeat. So if that sounds like the kind of breakthrough that you've been looking for, then you're in exactly the right place. And speaking of being in exactly the right place, I am delighted to welcome our guest expert today, Jessica Lackey. Jessica is a McKinsey-trained strategist turned soulful business guide, blending corporate sophistication with human-centered wisdom. As founder of Deeper Foundations and author of Leaving the Casino, Jessica helps expert-based business owners cut through surface-level tactics and build sustainable, system-driven growth. With experience at Nike and Harvard Business School, alongside deep training in coaching and holistic practices, Jessica is the antidote to growth at all costs and a champion for businesses rooted in values. Jessica, welcome to Goalbusters.
Super excited to be here. Thank you.
You're very welcome. And whereabouts in the world are you, Jessica?
I live in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Oh, fantastic. And this is very British of me, but what's the weather like today?
It's sunny and 70.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, it's an autumnal cold, sunny day here. It was definitely not 70 outside, but coat day for me. Listen, I'm waffling on. Shall we do the questions instead?
Let's do the questions.
Yeah, I don't think people want to hear about the weather. Let's put the questions up. So let's get the clock started. And there it goes. Jessica, could you please tell me all about who is your ideal client?
My ideal client is someone who is between starting and scaling their own business. So maybe haven't gotten a lot of traction yet, or someone who's hit a threshold and looking to grow their business. So I like to say, I'm past the dreamers, but before, building a big team, helping them grow their own businesses, mostly consultants, trainers, coaches, service providers, sort of the companies of one that have been somewhat left behind by the entrepreneurial industrial complex, teaching us to build SaaS products and teaching us how to scale.
Okay, that's very clear. And it alludes to the answer to the second question, but I'm pretty sure you solve more than one problem. So could you give us some insight into the kinds of problems that you do solve?
So most people think business is a collection of tactics. Let me teach you how to do marketing. Let me teach you how to do sales. Let me teach you how to do operations. Let me teach you about your finances. And I teach you how to design and run your business from a space of sustainable foundations, because all of that has to hang together based on the kind of business you want to run, based on your business model, based on the goals you have for your life. What you do, in what order, what tactics you try, it all matters, and it has to hang together. So I help people stop gambling on tactics and start investing in their business foundations.
Yes, I like that turn of phrase, gambling on tactics. Yes, been there, got the t-shirt, probably doing it even as we speak. In fact, I know I'm doing it even as we speak. There's a lot of uncertainty in this industry. All right, so thank you for that. So what is one valuable free action that the audience can implement that will help them to solve these problems?
The one non-negotiable habit that has set everyone up for success that I've worked with is sales sacred hours. So I call this, everyone says always be closing. I say every week, reach out to 5 people in your network and make a relationship, deepen that relationship, and ideally ask for something. That could be asking to have them on your podcast, inviting to something. Most of us in the social media era, wait for people to come to us. And I say, no, the most important thing to do is block off time and go to them.
Oh, very wise words indeed. Could not agree with you more. Absolutely. Thank you for that. That's excellent advice. So now that we have a little bit of a better understanding of what you do, I always say we have a really good understanding, but that's not true. We can't possibly do that in 3 or 4 minutes. Let's dive briefly, though, into goal busting, which is focusing on how to maximize productive time to achieve your business goals. Jessica, could you share any tips or advice for someone looking specifically to improve their productivity habits? And you've already given us a cracking good one, but maybe you might want to give us some more.
Especially if you run your own business, really look at the time you're spending delivering your business. So, working with clients, running your business, which is the repeatable sales, marketing, operations, and finance work that you're doing, and building your business, which is putting in place the systems and the infrastructure, not just like tech and tools, but the processes. You asked me for a valuable free resource. I had to build said valuable resource on time. So look at the ratios of those things, and where are you spending too much time running your business and maybe not enough time building, and where are you spending too much time delivering and maybe need to think about your business model so that you can have a reasonable proportion of delivering, running, and building your business, because otherwise it won't get easier to run over time.
Yes, and also coming from the perspective of somebody who that talks a lot about procrastination, particularly chronic procrastination, we tend to spend a lot of time doing the things that we really like doing that are really easy. They're not always the best things that we need to be doing, and that's kind of what you were alluding to there, isn't it?
Yes. And a lot of times people will spend time on their newsletters or spend time on social media and find that they're spending 10 hours a week on content, and then they're avoiding the thing I said earlier about actually reaching out and building relationships with people and staying in touch with your network and inviting people to work with you. We spend a lot of time on running our businesses and the things that we think we're supposed to be doing, business theater, but we don't actually know what drives the needle in our business. And so we don't get to do the things that really drive revenue and profit.
Yeah, and there's the rub. If you don't spend time doing sales, but you do spend time building websites, building nice, pretty graphics, newsletters, you need all of those things. But unless you're doing sales, unless you're at the coal face, actually mining the sales, it's all going to be for naught.
Exactly. Or you're
Yeah.
spending too much time delivering for clients and you're like, oh, I don't have time for sales. And I'm like, then you're spending too much time delivering and not, I'm like, everyone has an hour to do outreach to a handful of people every week.
Yes,
If you're running a business.
yes, indeed. Yeah, brilliant. I love it. Thank you. So a lot of affirmation there for people that are already doing those things or people that know they should be doing them. And I know one quite personally really well, actually. He's in the room with me right now. So excellent. Thank you very much for that. All right. So finally, in the time we have available, what should I have asked you today, Jessica, that I didn't? And of course, your answer to that, please.
I think you should have asked me what's the one way to do these things that you're uncomfortable with. And I say, do the things that make you uncomfortable with people. So in my community, I have a sacred sales hour where we do this stuff together, because sometimes it's not about a time management tool or a time blocking tool. It's about having someone sitting on the other side of that camera with you who's also doing something similar. The energy that you get from other people is amazing.
Yes, and it's one of the reasons I love doing these podcasts, because I can connect with so many great people, yourself included. It really does lift my day. I mean, I've been, working through the morning today, and I've got a couple of these podcasts to do today, and I always look forward to them. I mean, I don't look forward to the chore of the logistics of them, but the connection with people in the same wheelhouse as me, people do experiencing the same issues, it really lifts you, doesn't it? That social side. Don't come here for a social life, but that's a byproduct of it, if that makes sense.
Completely. I have a podcast, and my co-host and sometimes I'm like, I wouldn't do this if Meg wasn't showing up on the other side of the camera.
Yes, yes. And equally, you wouldn't do it if she was not somebody that you particularly like. So you got to be, people that you spend time with are what you become. And I'm finding I'm spending time with some pretty amazing people. So it's great fun.
I love that.
Okay, and look at that, we've done it. We're in exactly 7 minutes, which means it's now time to ask an additional question, which is not included in our 5 minutes, but our 5 questions in 7 minutes, but it is very important. And today, I'm excited to say it's a 3-parter. Part A is how can people reach you, Jessica? So that if people want to find out more about you and make direct contact, that would be great. But also, is there like a valuable free resource? Because sometimes people want to just dig a little bit deeper and get to know a bit more about your offer before they're ready to make first contact. And the third question is, I mentioned in the intro that you're an author, and you told me before we started recording that your book is actually going out this week, which is very exciting. So I'd love to hear more about your book as well. Please tell us about that.
Yeah, so people can find me at deeperfoundations.com, where you find information about all my services. The valuable free resource is the predictablerevenueroadmap.com. So it's predictablerevenueroadmap.com. And that is a 5-day email sequence that gives you the foundational concepts to get out of that feast and famine mode as you're building your business, including a couple on thinking about sales and time management. And my book is called Leaving the Casino, Stop Betting on Tactics and Start Building a Business That Works. So it's really all about, for, again, the experts turn entrepreneurs, how do we set aside the tropes and advice that's, sounds great, soundbitey, 4-hour work week and things like that. And actually, how do we design a business that's meant for us? And then how do we make the big decisions about our business through foundational frameworks instead of snappy advice? And that could be, you can find that on my website as well, deeperfoundations.com/casino.
Fantastic. Definitely going to go and have a look at that. Sounds very interesting indeed. And I'm excited for you because you are literally in launch as we speak on this recording. By the time it goes out, it will already be out there in full form. But right now you're in the middle of it all.
Yeah, by the time this goes live, you should be able to find it internationally on Amazon. But if you want a signature hardback in the workbook and you live in the United States, you can order that on my site.
Oh, fantastic. I always say to people, you don't want one of mine signed because it would just devalue it. And that's not fair. That I want it to hold some value, even if it's just the value of the paper. All right. Jessica Lackey, that has been amazing, truly amazing. So much of it. It would have looked weird if I'd done it physically, but mentally I was leaning in the whole time and thinking, oh, I like this. This is fascinating. She's talking to me. And I mean, I know if you're talking to me, you're talking to an awful lot of our listeners too. So Jessica Lackey, thank you so much for doing Goalbusters with us today.
It was a great time.
It was. Thank you again. And remember, everybody, keep goal busting and make your future self proud. Bye-bye.
Thanks for tuning in to Goalbusters. If you're enjoying it, please subscribe, rate and review it on your favourite podcast platform. Your support is very much appreciated. And if you're ready to boost your online profits, skyrocket your productivity, crush procrastination, and see a positive change in your bank balance, all within just 30 days, this is your opportunity. Take my free 5-day challenge at www.skyrocketyourproductivitychallenge.com.